Greetings, hello to everybody within the sound of my voices. Welcome, welcome to another day of the Daily Antidote of Song. We are in day 908, as the great Caroline reminds us, 908 days straight of singing and sharing and rejoicing and uplifting everybody through the power of song. I'm Kathy Bullock coming to you from Berea, Kentucky. And I am delighted to be here. Y'all, we have a new friend that's joining us today. I've heard them sing before. You haven't. You're in for an extra treat. So first, I get to just welcome Facebook folk. Welcome. If this is your first time, don't let it be your last. We jam here every day, 12 noon Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Daylight Time. Anyway, you'll find it. And I get to welcome everybody who's here with us on Zoom. And I'll start off with thanking our great tech person, Jaden, who's helping us out. And I'll also thank the great Joe Rossi, who has been the mover and shaker for this entire time. Yes, Joe, we're delighted always to see you, and can't thank you enough. And she has two friends with her who are not strangers to the Daily Antidote of Song. So I'm going to go and Anayis, or AJ, that they'd like to be called. I'm going to talk about them a little bit later, but I'm going to go through and welcome every person who's here with us. And starting with Susan G. Hey! Sheila from Gainesville, Florida. I hope you're okay in Florida with all this weather stuff crazy. Good. Bonnie from Boise, Idaho. Mabel showing off her orange t-shirt and Bear. Kevin in D.C. Claire in Boise. Now, see, if it was my friends Emma's Revolution, they would be singing all through this, but I should try to channel them. Carolyn in Boise, Jenny in Suffolk, UK, Luda in Victoria, BC, Susan in Seattle, Dan in Vienna, Ruth in Birmingham, UK, Nancy's Cow, Philip and gang in Newcastle, the UK. Now, UK, United Kingdom. Yes. And Tim in Philly, hey, Philly with friend, and Gary, my friend in Massachusetts. Woo! Kathy on the Arapaho Cheyenne stolen land. Thank you for reminding us, Kathy. Good to see you. Jamie in Victoria, Delhi. Pete in Gainesville. Ann in Maryland. Let me go on to my list. Ann in Maryland, where am I? The next person, Cricket. Curly Tops. There he is. Curly Tops in Vermont. Deborah in Kentucky, she's right down the road from me. Kat in Vermont, Julie, Alexander, welcome. Annette, welcome. Lynn, and that gorgeous the dog that's sitting in your lap, welcome. I have pictures from Aloysius, Spice in Baltimore, and then Glenn, Sandy in Western North Carolina, Sherry, New Hampshire, Loriana, Kachina, Courtney, Amos, Z. Kate, Safe, and let's see who else I have. Kate in France, and Bob in iPhone, on his iPhone. All right, take a deep breath with me. Did y'all take a breath with me? Okay. Why? Because we can, y'all. It's a brand new day of celebrating life and the fact that we're in it. We can breathe. I can see halfway. My knees work most of the time. It's just a celebration. And to lead us today in our journey of song, we have AJ Wright. Now, they are originally, I think, from the Connecticut area, well, Massachusetts, they'll let you know. But this is a traditional folk musician who's was formerly the I can't even say the words. Of the types of singing that forming at Mystic Seaport in Connecticut, was raised steeped in the shape note tradition of her family, and is going to be bringing us some fabulous music. with its own history, and it's just going to be so exciting. Now, note that Craig Edwards was 2 days ago on this very space, Daily Antidote song, and that they have connections to each other, and that person also from the same region and has done some of the same kind of material. So it's like the world seems to be smaller and smaller. I got to hear AJ at this performance in Bennington, Vermont was it this year? It was this spring. That seems like eons ago. Oh my God. Well, you all are in for an extra treat. Join me in welcoming AJ Wright. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Take it away, AJ.
Thank you. So I'm going to be doing a song called Our Good Ship Lies in Harbour, or some versions. I have my book here. Our Ship She Is Lying in Harbour, but the version that I'm doing is Our Good Ship Lies in Harbour. And I'll tell you a little bit about it afterwards. But I'll get started by singing you through one verse of it, and it has a last line repeating chorus. If you're familiar with folk music, you know how that works already. But if not, you'll hear it pretty soon. So I'll run through that and then maybe line out a verse or two and see where that takes us. And as always, if I see we got the lyrics in the chat there, people have more questions about the song as I'm going, put them in the chat or whatever. Our good ship lies in harbor, just ready to set sail. May the heavens be your guide, my love, till I return again. Till I return again. May the heavens be your guide, my love, till I return again. So that's the melody right there. And one of the things that I like about this song that you have to listen for, it's a little funny, it's got a happy ending, some spoilers there, but it switches narrators in this version a few times without telling you that you're switching the narrators, so that you actually have to be paying attention and figure out who's speaking when, because it doesn't always tell you. So move on to the next verse here. Of course, now I have to start on verse 2. What did I say I was singing as verse 2? There we go. Says the father to the daughter, 500 pounds I'll give, if you'll forsake your sailor lad, and come with me to live, and come with me to live. If you'll forsake your sailor lad, and come with me to live. Oh, well, if that's... good God, it's been so long since I've sung this. I am totally messing this up because I tried to start in verse 2.
All good. It's a new variation, AJ.
It is variation. I never, you always start on verse 1 and you just keep going through. I'm going to sing the verse that I actually said was verse 2.
Okay.
Then the father to the daughter, what makes you so lament? Oh, the land that you have sent to sea can give my heart content. Can give my heart content. Oh, the land that you have sent to sea can give my heart content. There's that narrator shift. Well, if that's your inclination, the old man did reply, I hope you may continue there, and on the seas may die, and on the seas may die. I hope he will continue there, and on the seas may die. When 10 long weeks were over, and 10 long tedious days, he saw a ship come sailing in with her true love from the seas. With her true love from the seas. She saw a ship come sailing in with her true love from the seas. And now we have a third narrator. Oh, yonder stands my angel, she's waiting there for me. Tomorrow to the church we'll go, and married we will be. And married we will be. Tomorrow to the church we'll go, and married we will be. Now we have, said the father to the daughter, 500 pounds I'll give, if you'll forsake your sailor lad, and come with me to live. And come with me to live. If you'll forsake your sailor lad, and come with me to live. Well, it's not your gold that glistens, nor your silver that does shine. I'm going with the lad I love, and I'm happy in my mind. I'm happy in my mind. I'm going with the lad I love, and I'm happy in my mind.
Yes, 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 and yes. Oh, AJ, I have so many questions about this wonderful, wonderful piece. First, what style of music is this? What tradition has it come out of? And yes, wow.
All right, so this is what I would call a folksole song or a four-bitter. Those are both terms that refer to parts of a boat. So the first thing I want to say is this is not a shanty. Everybody hears every type of sea music and go, oh, that's a shanty. It's not. My working definition of a shanty is a specific type of song with a specific rhythm meant to do a specific task. And so this is not a work song. This is a song that you would sit around and sing. And it was actually considered bad luck to sing the work songs when you weren't working. Which may have had something to do with superstition, and may have had something to do with the fact that if you're heard singing a work song when you're on break, then maybe somebody's going to come up with some work for you to do. But so this folksole song, folksole is a shortening of forecastle, which is the forward or the front part of a boat, and on much older style vessels, they used to be kind of stacked up pretty high in the front and the back, and not so much as you got later, but that term, the forecastle, maintained. It's still what you call the sort of forward bunk area on boats today, and that's where your room is, essentially. So that's a place that you could be singing some music with your other sailor buds. Or the four-bitter, which is a bit, is kind of like a post, sort of like a bollard kind of that you might find on a dock or something, but it's on a boat, and there's a few of them. And again, we have forward, the front. The forward bit, the four-bit, is a nice place to sit and do some music. And the important thing about it being the forward one is that the forward part of the vessel is where the working hands would be spending all of their time. You wouldn't be allowed back or aft of the mast unless you were either doing a function of the work or unless you were an officer. So that was where the officers stayed, and then forward of that is where the sailors stayed. So these songs that the sailors would sing in their own spaces in their own time, we might call folksole songs or four-bitters, and not shanties. Now, this particular song I like. It is something that I learned at Pub Sings originally. I went and I looked it up, and it looks like I sing it the way that some particular band does, but I've never heard that recording before today when I went and listened to it. I learned this, from hearing other people sing it. And I went and I referenced it in, if people are familiar with this book, Songs the Whalemen Sang, which is by Gail Huntington, and it is a collection of songs that were documented mostly in whalemen's journals that were sung on board whale ships. And there's a version of this. Let me show you that. Our ship, she is lying in harbor. Same melody, few more verses. This one has 7 years and 17 long tedious days. Little longer than 10 weeks, but this one is from a logbook that was kept on the whale ship Cortez. And when I was doing my sort of background checking before telling you guys about it, it seems like that's one of the earliest places that this song was found, is in 908 non-tedious days. Some of the days can be tedious. You know, you gotta have some tedious days to balance out the exciting ones here. But it seems like that logbook entry is one of the earliest places that this song shows up, and I think it's a great melody, and I like that it has a happy ending. I like a lot
somebody
of
was
these.
quoting on that. We can use some happy endings. It's like, okay.
Yeah,
Tell me,
and I
what
like the young lovers have agency of their own. I like the sort of you find this in a lot of ballads, but the refuting personal gain for something that's gonna be
for love.
yeah, for love.
This
So
how long ago, you might have mentioned this and I missed it, AJ. How long ago was that first, the book that you showed us with the wailing uh, songs? How
so
long?
this is a collection, and this
Right.
I should know off the top of my head when it was published, but I
No, I
don't.
meant that particular song. Did they
Oh,
say?
1847.
Good. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, 1847 is when that was
Wow.
collected. And it sounds, to me very I would be a little bit surprised by the shape of the melody if it was too much earlier than that, but that's just sort of surmising based on the sound of the song.
Wow. That's more than 150 years ago. Wow. Interesting. Thank you for sharing us that with us. Wow. And I know you have so much more where that came from. Tell us what you're doing, some of the projects and things that you are doing. As
Right. So I play solo. I sing and play concertina, cello, and then an assortment of other instruments. You can see the cello. You can see the dulcimer there. I don't really play piano. It's just here for warm ups. I got myself a Shruti box this year. That's been very exciting
ooh,
to do
that's neat.
ballads. Um, ukulele, bones, rhythm bones.
And you're a part of two duos, right?
Yes, so I play in, actually, my next gig is going to be with my duo Trois Corbies at the People's Voice Cafe in New York, which is in person, but I believe they will be live streaming it as well. So that's Trois Corbies is me and Allison Kelly, and that is a split bill with Jeff Kaufman, who was the longtime foreman of the shanty program at Mystic Seaport. And so that's going to be really fun. I think we're going to be doing, despite having a ton of maritime music experience, I think that Alison and I are going to be doing a lot of sort of kind of spooky ballads and maybe some sort of fire and brimstone gospel stuff in that. So I
La
think that's
la.
going to be fun. I also play in a trio called Skylark Trad Band, with two other former shantymen, and who are Kate McCann and Eve Corbiere, and then me and just Kate McCann also play as a duo under the name Handsome Molly. And we're taking a bit of a break because we've just got back from our third tour this year, so giving that a little bit of a rest, and maybe starting to think about Christmas stuff. But that's
Wow.
the cycle of booking as a musician never ends. So
I know that's right. Well,
yeah,
I think everybody be sure to check the website, right?
yeah.
To find out all the good stuff that AJ's doing. I think that Jaden had already put that in the chat for us. But it's fabulous and exciting and engaging. It's like, wow. And when you were singing the song, I was trying to envision what it would be like to be if I was singing it when they sang it. So we'd be sitting on the ship and joining in. People would have some beer or something, right? As they were.
Depends on the ship that you're on. A lot of these whaling ships were run by Quakers, and they weren't necessarily always so big on that. But
So they might have to hide it because it was there. But
I saw somebody mention something in the chat about 2 years before the mast. 2 years before the mast actually only mentions one shanty in it. They mention Cheerily Men a few times in it, but that's the only one that they talk about in that boat.
Wow.
In that in that book.
Oh, so much about this, and I think someone mentioned Clearwater sloop as something to be.
I'm familiar with them. I have not sailed on them yet, but Jeff Kaufman, who I was talking about, that we'll be doing the People's Voice Cafe gig with, has done a ton of stuff with them.
Can you? One person asked, can you give us again the title and author of the book that you were referencing?
Songs the Whalemen Sang.
Yes, songs. It sounds really. Now, do they use the actual lyrics that were done back then? Because there's interesting stuff that
there certainly is. I believe that for the most part in this book, I think so. I think a lot of these are broadsides, though, and of course, that brings especially in sea music, which is, we like to talk about it as the first world music. With sailors traveling everywhere, incredibly diverse crews. On American ships, it was one of the first places, throughout the 19th century that people of color, particularly black men, could get. And this is really funny. I was just at the Portsmouth Maritime Folk Festival with the trio Skylark, and we had a couple sets with Vienna Carroll, and she was talking a lot about this. But one of the few places that you could get, not necessarily, it was more merit-based, and also was a venue for, that's not exactly the right wording here. It was a way that enslaved black men could emancipate themselves, because if you got out to sea, then you had
possibilities of living the life similar to your other cohorts.
Exactly.
Much more so than if you were enslaved on the mainland.
Yeah, and obviously it's in the mid-19th century. It's not going to be some kind of equality paradise, but it was certainly a in some ways more achievable, more equal place to be.
Absolutely. And so when we talk about looking at music that African American or people of the African diaspora were singing in the U.S., absolutely the influence and the connections and the interaction of shanties and other songs that was sung on the whale boats and
right, and the shanties. Craig almost certainly talked about this if you talked to him, but that form probably came out of West African call and response work songs, and then was adapted, through various pathways into what became the shanty.
Yes, we're still learning in terms of the books, putting these things down that we're finding in terms of contributions and connections. I'm fascinated by it all. And yes, and the fact that these sailors went everywhere. So absolutely there would be interactions between them. That is fascinating in this work that continues to be done. And I'm so appreciative of what you bring in your obvious scholarship and knowledge about the history and people, but singing it, singing, sharing it. We want to hear it again because we have to go real soon.
Right.
Here, love you all. If some of you have to go, but we get to hear it one more time, and then we have a special treat for you because the goodbyes will be done by our friends Pat and Sandy of Emma's Revolution, and they are a treat. But let's hear it again. I'm looking forward to it. AJ, thank you so much.
Certainly. Now I'm singing it from the start to the finish, so I better get the verses in the right order. Our good ship lies in harbor, just ready to set sail. May the heavens be your guide, my love, till I return again. Till I return again. May the heavens be your guide, my love, till I return again. Said the father to the daughter, what makes you so lament? Oh, the land that you have sent to sea can give my heart content, can give my heart content. Oh, the land that you have sent to sea can give my heart content. Well, if that's your inclination, the old man did reply, I hope he may continue there, and on the seas may die, and on the seas may die. I hope he will continue there, and on the seas may die. When 10 long weeks were over, and 10 long tedious days, she saw a ship come sailing in with her true love from the seas, with her true love from the seas. She saw a ship come sailing in with her true love from the seas. Oh, yonder lies my angel, she's waiting there for me. Tomorrow to the church we'll go, and married we will be, and married we will be. Tomorrow to the church we'll go, and married we will be. Said the father to the daughter, 500 pounds I'll give, if you forsake your sailor lad, and come with me to live, and come with me to live. If you'll forsake your sailor lad, and come with me to live. Well, it's not your gold that glistens, or your silver that does shine. I'm going with the lad I love, and I'm happy in my mind. I'm happy in my mind. I'm going with the lad I love, and I'm happy in my mind.
Yes. Happy in my mind. Let us pause on that word and that phrase. I'm going with the one I love, and happy in my mind. Can it get any better than that? I don't know. AJ, thank you so much. Everybody join me in thanking AJ for this fantastic journey. We just took a journey over 150 years ago and brought it forward into this wonderful music and the wonderful message of it. And we're getting ready to go. Oh, Dad, tell me this before I turn it over to Sandy and Pat. Would people be singing in harmony? Would there be instruments? I saw Kevin playing the flute along. Would they have that?
That's a really great question. And the answer is that, again, it depends on the ship. It depends on the place. Certainly, there's lots of documentation that if you had people of color, and particularly, again, with those West African a cappella traditions on board, that you would have a much higher likelihood of having harmony. There are also some... I don't have the source for this. I would have to ask the person that was telling me about this for where the source is from. I can't remember. I think it was another journal complaining about Welsh sailors singing in harmony.
I just see it. I could hear it. Yes.
Yeah.
And
But
fifes. Kevin mentioned fifes.
fifes, possibly. When I think of fifes, I tend to think of a little bit earlier than this time period. I tend to think about more sort of Napoleonic era through The age of shanties was really sort of the 1830s to the 1890s, and this is square in the middle of that sort of square in the middle of the whaling trade of that mid-19th century sound. So it really depends on the ship that you were in, but certainly, small instruments that went to sea. I mentioned the rhythm bones, banjo, fiddle.
Wow, I got to call you later. We have to talk. There's more, and I know
Sure.
our time is running out, and we need to let the others come in. Not the others, the great Pat and Sandy come in and sing us out. But thank you so much. Thank you, Facebook. We're getting ready to say goodbye, and don't be a stranger. Join us every day. This time, Daily Antidote of Song. Take it away, Emma's Revolution. These two folks are fabulous singers and no strangers to Daily Antidote of Song, and they're going to say the goodbyes. Take it away.
Hey there, we're so glad to be. Look at this busy house full of musicians, and Joe is just, Grand Central Joe Station. It's fabulous. Wonderful to be here with you, spare the moment.
Oh,
And,
excuse me, Sandy. I see Tim in the background because I see that hat. Hey, Tim, we just performed on Sunday, this big concert. Okay, you can go right on. I just had to say that.
No worries. We wanted to get Tim and the hat in. I love it. So speaking of spur of the moment, I thought of this little goodbye song we can sing together. And I'm going to play it and sing it. And you can just keep that part going. And we will sing our goodbyes. Be well, keep singing till we come back together. Be well, keep singing till we see you again. Did you get it? Be well, keep singing till we come back together. Be well, keep singing. You can add harmony. Till we see you again. Be well. See you, AJ. Keep Thanks singing for singing today. Come back again soon. Be well. See you. Keep singing. Oh, we're gonna say thank you to Jade and Amate. Be well. See you, Susan from Ohio. See you, Sheila from Gainesville. Be well. Goodbye to Mabel. Till we see you again. So long, Blair and Boise. Keep singing. So long to Carolyn. So long to Jenny. So long to you in Seattle. Till we see you again. Goodbye to Dan. Goodbye to Ruth. Goodbye to Nancy the cow. And Phil and the gang. Keep singing till we see you again. So long to Gary, keep singing. So long to Anne, so long to Chris, so long to Julie, so long to Annette, till we see you again. Goodbye to Deli, goodbye to Kat, goodbye to the curly tops, goodbye to Diane and Trim. Goodbye to Bonnie, to see you again. So long to Anne and Orange. Keep singing. So long to the next person in my line. That's Amanda and Miles. So long to Carol, to see you again. There's Al in the car. Keep singing. There's someone in Baltimore, but your name is covered by the Zoom screen. Bye-bye to Gavin, till we see you again. We've got Lynn and Darla, and Jamie and Victoria, Bob and the Bear, Kate in France, Kathy on Arapaho territory. See you, Sandy, till we see you again. There's a beautiful picture of deer. There's Glenn, goodbye to Amos and Kate. Safe and sound somewhere in Florida, probably to see you again. Goodbye to Bob, goodbye to Deborah, goodbye to Marcia, goodbye to our dear Kathy in Berea. Keep singing till we see you again. We never say goodbye to JoJo because she's right here. And we're going to keep seeing her and keep singing until we see you again. Bye-bye to the Facebook crowd.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, Pat and Sandy. That was fabulous. Thank you,